Yo, I have a question for the Aboriginals and American Indians. Do you guys realize why you're waking up? Do you realize why you're getting this opportunity in this time to be so deep in your truth, to have so many people? Well, it's because you have a mission to fulfill. Going to sleep, you can't even blame it on yourself. But staying asleep, you could. You could blame it on yourself. So, thinking that you're going to get free and be able to just, do whatever you want, and, everything's signed and sealed with no building, you know what I'm saying? You have no infrastructural powers. You have none of these concepts and ideas for, cities, towns, blocks, jet fuel, education. You're going to get rid of the school system. What would you, put in its place? Well, the reason that I know, I don't feel, I know that these American Indians and Aboriginals are waking up is because they are the chosen people. But why? Because they're the one with the most influence. See, when it comes to the world, nobody can deny it is the American Negro that everybody is intrigued by. It's not an African. It's not a Hindu. It's not a Latin. Hell, it's not even white people anymore. From all the vibrational sounds that ended up going all over the world. See, people aren't bumping a bunch of Chinese music in America. They're not bumping a bunch of Russian music. They're not bumping a bunch of Spanish music. They're bumping a bunch of black music, whether it's jazz, jazz, blues, rock and roll, hip hop, whatever, you name it. How do people dress? Everybody start wearing a hat to the back. Everybody start sagging. How do people talk? If the word nigga is now a universal word for the youth and they don't find any offense by it, then how is that not the influence? Even if you want to say, white people written it, they didn't make it to where it's cool, where people are using it as it's cool. No, that's black people who did that. So the American Negro, should I say, is the main influence on the earth. But they're waking up. Why and in what time? See, around the time that most of this indigenous talk started to go around, a lot of things were going down with white vans, organs missing, kid abductions, kid murders, kid rapes, adrenochrome, all this different stuff was also happening at the same time. People pushed it to the side. They said it's bogus, The Clintons don't have nothing to do with it. Her husband, Lola Express, 28 times. She knew. There's a bet on that plane. Destroyed emails. Destroyed phones. We don't know what happened. But now let's fast forward to today. Well, let's see something real quick. I want to just show you guys real fast this black woman Democrat named Stacey Plaskett. That doesn't even sound like a black person's name. I've never heard of a black person's last name Plaskett. Whether she's married or not, it's obviously not a black person. But let's watch her maybe 3 months ago. Just watch her energy real fast. You see how she acts.
Mr. Chairman, I have a unanimous consent request. Gentleman from Louisiana is recognized.
Seek unanimous consent to enter into the record a letter dated January 12, 2021 by Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry, where he decries all political violence and calls for an end to that, and asks for respect for all political viewpoints.
Without objection.
Another thing we can examine because he's not here. Very good.
No, you can
Thank
examine it. It's a document. He's going to
No, examine him for what he wrote and the intent behind what he said.
Now, Jim Jordan, he's like, well, he doesn't really have to be present for you to read what he wrote. You know, you can read it. You can read what he was trying to say. She's like, nah, he needs to be present for questioning. And they're like, that's not what we're doing. We're just entering something into the record. You're the one making a big stink about him not being here. So the dude who was talking about the record walks over and hands it to her, or you know, drops it to her like here. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do it all rude and nothing. He just drops it to her.
Well, I would
That's
just
okay.
I would just point out that that's unanimous consents are for documents, and we got the document
Mr.
right here
Chairman,
that he handed to you.
Mr. Chairman, I would ask unanimous
The
consent.
chair now recognizes Ms.
Mr.
Wasserman
Chairman,
Schultz for her 5
I have a
minutes.
unanimous consent request, Mr. Chairman.
Pardon?
I have a unanimous.
Oh, okay. Gentlelady is recognized for
So he didn't want to read
Well,
it.
I would
That's
just
okay.
I would just point out
Do it back at him.
that that's unanimous consents are
Or should I say, do it
documents,
at
and
him?
we got the document
Mr.
right here
Chairman,
that he handed to you.
Mr. Chairman, I would ask unanimous
The chair
consent.
now recognizes Ms.
Mr.
Wasserman
Chairman,
Schultz for her 5
I have a
minutes.
unanimous consent
She didn't even
request.
read it. I wonder why. The letter was about ceasing violence in the streets. You know, during the riots and all that different stuff. She didn't want to do it. Threw it back at her. Stacy Plaskett. That's this lady's name that y'all just saw. Now let's see something else from this lady. Let's see something that just dropped today.
Coverage of U.S. Virgin Islands delegate Stacey Plaskett's ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Well, journalist Lee Fong took a closer look and found that before Plaskett won a seat in Congress, she actually worked for Epstein's personal lawyer and tax accountant.
Before they even put her in the Senate, she had been working with Epstein. It's the same lady.
Jeffrey Epstein. Well, journalist Lee Fong took a closer look and found that before Plaskett won a seat in Congress, she actually worked for Epstein's personal lawyer and tax accountant, known for peddling influence for the powerful pedophile. Investigative reporter Lee Fong joins us now to expand on this. So great to see you, Lee.
Good to see you.
So please tell us more about what you found. I think where we left the story off was evidence that she had wanted him to attend a fundraising event with full knowledge of who he was. This was up to, I think, just a year before his death. This was like
2018.
2018. So, no pretend.
2018, he had been caught in like 2013. We been knew who he was for the longest. This is a person that's in the Senate now. And she's a Democrat. Hold on. Let's keep this going.
Ending, you didn't know what a monster he was, all of that kind of thing, the usual denials we get from people. This was full awareness. Tell us more about how deep her connections might have run.
Yeah, so the story that I wrote about Delegate Stacey Plaskett shows much deeper ties to Jeffrey Epstein, previously known. This is a sitting member of Congress, someone who votes in committee, who has a lot of influence in politics and the media, who, before she entered Congress in 2013 and 2014, worked for the boutique legal and accounting firm that served Jeffrey Epstein. This is Erica Keller Hall's firm.
Yo, this is that straight polite shit. This is what's going on right now with Sarnetta. This is what's going on right now with him. He on a mission like, yo, you know, I gotta wait till the case come out and all this yada yada yada. But it's like, if you previously knew, because you keep like Sarnetta keeps trying to throw it on Inky. He keeps talking about the Hebrews and Yashavel. He keeps talking about everybody else except the three niggas that he brought to the table, which is Polite. He let him get away in. Nature Boy, he let him get away in. And then Nashavel, shit, when they did the debate against Sarah Susan Seti, who the fuck do you think was there? You like Sai, you always there, B. You're always there. It's like you keep talking all this crap about, you know, trying to push it to the side. That's who Sarnetta remind me of. He remind me of Stacy Plaskett. Cause it's like, nah. Hell nah, nigga, you knew what this motherfucker was doing, and you been around him. And for you to be in the same state on the like the same weekend of the situation is like, that just looks fishy within itself. I'm not saying that you was with it. It doesn't really matter if you was with it. You have too many weird niggas around you. You brought Dr. York's son on. You know what I'm saying? You brought Malachi Z. York's son on. Okay, so nigga, how you gonna talk shit about, oh, his dad's a pedophile, whatever, but then you gonna invite his son on? Like, you're weird. You're a tricky dude. Remember, you play chess. So if a person keeps bringing up the board, why would I not think that he's on it? Whether he's trying to clear his name, you can't clear your name because there's too many niggas with weird stories that have been on your page. Way too many weirdos have been on your page. Way too many. Oh yeah, people talking about Shaka Amos and his homosexual tendencies and all that. And it's like, yo, I don't know that man. I know the fucking one lock thing because I know Egypt is a fucking hustle. I know that. So it's like, you can't really bother me with your ignorance. All I can say is, as far as Stacey Pulaski, this motherfucker is in the Senate. She's in the House of Representatives now. Y'all voted her in. Not saying y'all personally. I'm just saying they voted this motherfucking knucklehead demon in. All right, she's a Democrat. I already showed you her on the House Senate floor throwing papers like a fucking child and shit, weirdo stuff. Okay, but then hold up. We peep your background. You was an Epstein motherfucking bitch. You was rolling with the fucking pedophiles, nigga. How we gonna get mad at Maxine and you his fucking accountant, nigga? Damn! Accountant. So you around all the numbers. Okay, nigga, he has to fucking plemish the fucking island. You know what I'm saying? He got to buy new beds and shit, the rope to tie the kids, whatever the fuck sick shit they doing. It's like, bro, that means you kept account of all his money. So you know where all the fucking shovels have been purchased, all the lime, all the fucking drugs, all the, like, pff, knock it off. Knock it off. But this is in your motherfucking Senate now, thanks to fucking weird ass Joe Biden. But it's like, look.
You know, we've seen in the media and so many reports, you know, looking through documents, flight logs, connecting the dots of Jeffrey Epstein's network, that he cultivated influence with some of the leading private equity executives in this country, Leon Black and others, other corporate executives, political leaders, philanthropic leaders, prominent scientists and politicians. Well, here's someone who literally worked for one of Epstein's closest aides, someone who helped him peddle influence, win lucrative tax breaks, engage in a lot of the business deals, transfer the property that he used to molest and abuse women and engage in human trafficking, and who's still, you know, connected
don't
to.
Get it twisted, Lilith. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I got a real shocker for the end of this video. Like, and this just happened. This just happened like 7-8 days ago. And the crazy thing is it happened in the state that I'm in. So it's like, I'm really concerned because I've been driving around, you know what I'm saying? I'm a delivery person, but it's like for food distribution. So we talking about like supermarkets, restaurants, total different ballgame. There's towns you roll in and be these little ass towns and shit, and bro, you be seeing all these fucking pride flags all on their churches, all in their streets, and you be like, bro, this is it ain't got nothing to do with them personally. It's just like once you start trying to say that the Lord is blessing what I know is rooting, and it ain't a blessing, that's where you messing up. That's where you really messing up, because that's the whole thing that the dude Paul Harvey was talking about in 1965. He's like, yo, I'll make them worship God, but through the devil. I'll make them take good and make it bad, or make bad good. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'd have everybody, pimping everybody. It's like he was explaining what was going on today. How would a Mason know that so long ago? Because by the time you catch up to them, they're already 40, 50 years ahead of you. So of course, you're going to hear stuff like that. It's like you're going to peep a lot of different stuff if you just go back in time. Yeah, your brain works different. But I'm saying that to say this. There's something I'm going to show at the end of this video that is showing you how the Democrats is all connected, because that's the thing I was saying. As I'm rolling through these little towns, these are all Democrat towns. These are all Democrats. They be claiming Republican shit. You be seeing people every now and then, you know what I'm saying, with their little Trump flags and shit, but it's not many. And it be in places where you like, I thought this was all redneck white people. That can't be possible if the what we're calling hillbillies in the East Coast is just rocking Republican. They're not really out there like beefing and throwing up Nazi flags and Confederate flags. They're not out here like that, but they just throw up Trump and USA in the Second Amendment. And I'm like, well, if that's what you call racist, you don't really make any sense. That seems like somebody that actually, reads and knows what they're doing. But everybody else is on their own religions. They're creating their own things. They're doing the, parades and they call it fat shaming. It's like, what is fat shaming? How are you shaming somebody because of gluttony? That is a shame within itself. That is one of the deadly sins. It's like, you're not making any sense. How are you going to, credit Lizzo for making people, her or Roseanne for saying, oh, we made big girls. It's like, no. There's a difference between thick and fat. And fat was only good on a drunk night. So it's like, it can't be the representation of beauty. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say this. When a person can twist goodness and make it bad, and everybody's cool with it, you have to watch out. So this black woman, because she's black, because that's what Biden said, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have the most diverse, cabinet ever. Okay, she came in on his time, you know what I'm saying, when he came in, here this weirdo go. Okay, she's got connections to Epstein, and not in a good way, not like, oh, she was just a homie. No, you're an accountant. You're doing his logs. You're doing like, what? And nobody's said anything about this. But people don't see the Democrat Hollywood connection. But hold up. I'll show it to you. Hold on.
To Epstein. Epstein, after he passed away, 2 days before he passed away, he signed documents to Erica Keller Halls that gave her control of his estate. She's continuing to work for his estate. So this was one of Epstein's closest aides.
And your story paints the picture of a little bit of a cover up here. You write that the 2 years during which Plaskett worked for Epstein's lawyer, those 2 years are notably missing from her LinkedIn account. And more.
We got files scrubbed. Where does that sound familiar? Come on, man. Like, share, subscribe. Where does that sound familiar, guys? What other Democrat is known for scrubbing information? Hillary Clinton. Okay. Here's the craziest connection. Here's the craziest connection. It's so weird that people don't see it. Everybody's talking about Benghazi and her having a private server in her house and blah, 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 blah. Bruh, that Benghazi war didn't last no 30,000 emails, let alone 33,000. It didn't. That's why that number's there. That number's there because it's hiding something else that people were talking about when they were on the Pizzagate mission. They had been told you. How the fuck Macaulay Culkin coming out with songs and doing this shit, and then all of a sudden you see him on the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he's like, yeah, I'm the pizza boy. It's like, all right, so are they trying to throw it in our face like it's not real? But wait a minute, this bitch was working with Epstein. We already know about the island. What are you talking about? You got Jay-Z, R. Kelly on the flight list, of course. Why? Because Fiesta was filmed on fucking St. James, right? The fucking Epstein Island. That's what it was. So it's like her information of when she was doing business with him is washed for some reason. Can't find it. Can't get in it. Can't get in her bank files. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that she did with him for those 2 years, you can find scrubbed out. This is somebody on your Senate. Now, y'all would never allow no white man to do no shit like that. Y'all would never allow no white man to do no shit like that. You can see black people already. Oh, he's a pedophile. Oh, he's racist. Y'all see how they do. Black people losing their mind right now with this racist shit. They don't even get what they're doing. It's like they would quickly throw a white dude under the bus, drown him in the river, burn him in the lake of fire. They would quickly do that. But how did this one sneak right under your noses, black people? How did this one sneak past you? This is a doozy. How did this one sneak past you? And credit the Hill for this information, but how did that slip past y'all? Y'all so black. Y'all love black people. Y'all want us in higher positions, all that. You know, just like Barack, how you never knew who he was until he's running for president. Ain't that weird? Black dude in Chicago. Big clout, all this stuff. Nobody knows about him. Not even Chicago people talk about Barry before he went for president. Nobody knew who he was. How did that happen? If y'all so proud of these people, how are they able to just sneak past you like that? Biden making money with the same people that y'all had to pay billions for a fake war for. Got old transcripts saying about how he would never leave all the weapons in Afghanistan just to leave all the weapons in Afghanistan. Y'all don't see that the devil is on the throne right now? Y'all don't see that shit? What big ass Harry Potter book have y'all ever seen somebody swear a presidency into? Name me one. Even Barack Obama and Donald Trump both swore on, whatever regular Bible, but they had the Abraham Lincoln Bible. So, tell me something. Why would he be swearing in on that Harry Potter book, some old wizard shit, and then you would have somebody like her get to sneak in on his administration, and she would be connected to Epstein as an accountant. Somebody holding the numbers. Like, bro, we're not talking about low pros here. No, we're talking about somebody running the numbers. So that means she know where everything went. That's what I'm saying. Large amount of chains being bought, ropes, fucking, like I said, shovels and shit, candles. Who the fuck knows? But I know y'all got the Maxine motherfucker, and she was down for the twist and involved. And this, the black lady, Stacey Plaskett, she was fucking with him in 2018. She way up there. She way up there. He been filthy. Everybody been knew. Fucking Donald Trump stopped fucking with him in 2001. As soon as that shit came out, Donald Trump was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good off your services, you sick, nasty bastard. It's like, once everybody found out, the only people that stuck with him is now we know there's a black woman involved too, but Bill Gates for a little bit, and then his wife left, and then he, like you already see it. You already see it crumbling down. We already know why she left. She know what he was doing. Just like Woody Allen's nasty ass. It's like, yo, y'all gotta peep. The walls are shrinking in on these demons, like it really is, because this shit is getting exposed. Look at all this sick shit y'all let in because of a funky ass virus. Because they spooked you out your common sense and threw some colors in on it. Because don't lie, it's weird. It's weird. They did the Black Lives Matter, black and white, writing, chessboard. All right. Got a bunch of Antifa mixed into that. Took 100 mil from the people. Didn't give them nothing. Okay, then you square it off with that web service they had that was giving all the money to the Democratic candidates and shit. Blue something. Look at all the cities dilapidated, full of violence, messed up. Listen to the music. Look at the BET Awards, man. Look at the BET Awards, man. I'm talking about nasty, dirty, sloppy, ugly. Y'all niggas is a joke. Y'all niggas is such a joke. Patti LaBelle couldn't even remember the fucking words. She couldn't even remember the words. How disgusting it was. Or she just couldn't remember the fucking words. Yo, give her respect, nigga. She's old. Damn. Facts though. But on a serious note, I'm saying that the degradation of your brain, the rotting of the mind, is what's making it so easy for the kids to get snatched. Too many hood rat mamas. I call them baby mamas. Nah. Too many hood rat mamas. Too many welfare recipients running around here with no purpose in life, but begging and whining and talking about a time they never was in, and a passion for freedom that they never desired. Because if they did, they would see what's right in front of them. A person dragging them along, telling them a story, hyping them up for no reason, talking about a place they never been, a beating they never took, in a situation they never was in. That's the whole point of the ancestors. They're supposed to have fought the war so you didn't have to fight it. So it's a mental war now. And y'all lost in all this technology. That's why y'all out there making SpongeBob rap songs with AI. Y'all brains is depleted. You didn't think of nothing genius. You didn't think of taking the voice of Malcolm X and making a new lesson. Martin Luther King making a new lesson. See, y'all don't even think that deep. Y'all don't even think that deep. And it's because of what? You rather put gold teeth in Malcolm X's mouth, put a gold chain on Martin Luther King's neck. That's what y'all do. But is it your fault? Nah, because that's the whole point. They want you dumb because it's your job to stop this shit because you're the vibrational energy. But how could you do that if you're out there sagging your pants selling drugs? Still doing the same dumb shit that you see your uncles, your dads, your grandmas, your nieces, like, yo, you seen your great-great-grandpa, like a lot of these dudes being birthed early by early birthers. You know what I'm saying? 13 and pregnant. These motherfuckers, by the time he 13, shit, what, she 26? Motherfuckers best friends. It's like, look how small this gap is. Say her mama was only 15 when she had her. That was only a 15-year difference between them. So what's that? You got 36, 41. Look at this shit. 26, 41. Ain't no distance. Like, that's not no distance. And the other one only 13 years away from the 26-year-old. You got to see the insanity, son.
Moreover, it's not just that she worked for this lawyer, but that she previously served as counsel on the Virgin Islands Economic Development Authority, which granted Epstein $300 million and allegedly improperly obtained tax exemptions over the course of 2 decades.
Yeah, this is really kind of an astounding. Yeah, this.
But that she previously served as counsel.
Let's go.
Her LinkedIn account. And moreover, it's not just that she worked for this lawyer, but that she previously served as counsel on the Virgin Islands Economic Development Authority, which granted Epstein $300 million and allegedly improperly obtained tax exemptions over the course of 2 decades.
Damn! 2 decades. It's 20 fucking years, yo. It's sealed up. She was in charge of all this shit. So that means, nigga, she knew everything, baby. From the birth of this shit. We talking about when he just got started. Early Epstein, bro. She knew all this shit. She knew all of his accounts for at least 20 fucking years. From 2018? 2017, I think. What? 20 years. Shit, we damn near in the 80s. Nigga, we in the 80s. We in the 80s. Because if you scratch off 20 years from 2017, you're at like 1987. Let's go back. 20 years gone. Boom. 17 down. So we had 2007. No, never mind. My bad. We had 97. 96, 95, like 94. We had like 94 with it. Because I know he had some leftover information. I know he had. It was like 97. That's a lot of dirt, yo.
Yeah, this is really kind of an astounding fact about Epstein that has come to light in the last year with some of the latest litigation around his abuses. Epstein, purchased various properties in the Virgin Islands, of course, Little St. James Island, where he abused women, but also other properties. He domiciled there, and that was his residence.
Now, yo, Fiesta video. I already showed y'all the proof. That was the island they was on. So Jay ain't clean. I don't care what nobody said. Jay ain't clean. He can see that he ain't clean. Nigga, you know he ain't clean. It's a gamble for your life, yo. This shit is.
For his $500 million business empire, he received $300 million in tax exemptions over 20 years from the Special Economic Development Office in the Virgin Islands. He claimed that his company was a biotech startup studying gene technology, and therefore,
talk about.
Therefore, needed special startup tax incentives. But there's no evidence.
This shit bugged the fuck out. This motherfucker made up a fake joint.
It was a biotech startup,
but because of his clout and everything, they threw him like $300 million. That was like the startup of this shit. But this is just all a pedophile fucking. What the fuck, like
gene technology, and therefore needed special startup.
Gene technology. So this motherfucker dealing with semen and blood and shit. Like, dog, this shit is starting to piss me off the more that you listen to it. Like, because now you know what the fuck he was really doing. So if that was his whole MO claiming that, yo, this shit is getting fucking
tax incentives. There's no evidence that he engaged in any of this kind of startup activity. You know, he just had property and financial investments. He improperly received these massive tax exemptions from excise tax, income tax, property tax, and there's still big questions about how he received these very lucrative tax credits given to him by this economic development agency where Plaskett worked for several years. She then went through the revolving door to this specialized tax accountant legal firm, Erica Kellerhall's firm, that helped channel these tax credits to Epstein, and then went into Congress. And of course, the documents paint many other interesting details. Stacey Plaskett was introduced to Epstein by Erica Kellerhall's. Erica Kellerhall's helped facilitate many of the direct donations to Stacey Plaskett, as Plaskett solicited Epstein in 2018, a year before his death, for $30,000 to the DCCC, the House Democrats' campaign arm. Again, that was Erica Kellerhall's forwarding on that appeal.
And you write, you know, in your Substack piece about this that Plaskett has misled the public about the extent of her ties to Epstein, which I think is very interesting given how militant she was, you know, that every I and T be exactly crossed and dotted in, for instance, Matt Taibbi's testimony about the Twitter files.
Yeah, because that's another thing. She was one of them ones that was disagreeing with them saying before Elon got Twitter that they was basically ramshacking Trump and everything. Like, and they had the feds involved. The FBI was involved in this shit. And it's like she was one of the ones dogging, no, it's not true. Here's the catch-22. If the feds were involved, and trust me, that means they know. At the end of the day, it makes you really wonder something. Was that how they always was? Or is that, you know what I'm saying, something that Trump exposed with the whole swamp shit? Because that's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Where, you know, because of the not significant but and corrected error about which acronym was involved, not that, you know, we've gone over why ultimately that doesn't matter. And in fact, that agency was involved in the funding of this kind, was involved in the pressuring of the Twitter files. She, you know, said that Taibbi should, reminding him that, you know, perjuring yourself before Congress is a crime that could carry like 5 years in prison. Has she been as honest as she demands everyone else be with respect to her own involvement with Jeffrey Epstein?
Look, earlier this month, Stacey Plaskett appeared on the NPR affiliate station in the Virgin Islands to address some of these accusations that have come out in these recent court filings. And she claimed that she was unaware of Epstein's donations and was alerted by the media. That's clearly not true. We see from the many emails that you covered on this program and what I covered in my story that she was actively soliciting Epstein's money, knew exactly who he was. And during the same interview, she claimed that she was the only politician who received Epstein money to then donate that money back to charity. That's clearly not true. Many Virgin Island local legislators who received this money donated money to charity. Chuck Schumer, who received Epstein donations, gave it to charity. You know, these emails show that there was a very methodical political operation from Epstein and his aides. He wanted exemptions to sex offender law, so he didn't have to disclose when he was traveling in and out of the country. He wanted these tax exemptions. And he also wanted to make sure that he had no local critics. You know, cultivating people like Stacey Plaskett meant that he wouldn't have as many prominent local critics of his criminal behavior. And look, at the end of the day, Stacey Plaskett did donate the $8,000 in direct donations she received from Epstein. But we see from this recently disclosed, unsealed court deposition that Epstein and his aides actually bundled $30,000, in excess of $30,000 to Stacey Plaskett. I mean, but she has not donated those bundled donations
to charity. Because it's like
incredible.
She was working for him for 2 years. And she was around a certain other business that he went with for several years. So it's like, bro. She giving $8,000 back. That's comical. Like that's comedy. You can tell that's a setup. That's a play to make y'all look the other way. Y'all dumb as fuck. Y'all think she only got $8,000 fucking with this nigga for damn near fucking 2 years straight and was messing with a company he was dealing with for like several years. Man, shut up. She been at parties and some more shit. There's no way you could even deny that one.
And I don't suppose there's been much of a reaction, or I should just ask you, has there been any reaction from congressional Democrats about this or Republicans? And do you expect to find additional relationships as the JP Morgan case proceeds?
Well, look, as we've seen over the years of Epstein investigations, I mean, this was a bipartisan controversy. There were Republicans and Democrats that were in the world of Epstein, and traveled on his jet and received his either philanthropic or political donations. So there really hasn't into a partisan kind of issue where one side's looking into it. Both sides have so far ignored the latest revelations that we see. I think many more disclosures from this litigation that's going to parties last year. A number of victims of Virgin Islands and JP Morgan that has really revealed this entirely not new, but newly unearthed political network in the Virgin Islands that Epstein controlled. The governor of the Virgin Islands, Governor Bryan, is set to be deposed. We'll see if those deposition records are filed in the court and released to the public.
Incredible reporting.
This is when you need it. Listen to the words.
Man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side.
So remember I was telling y'all that I live out here, right? Yeah, man. So this shit I see it. Make sure y'all got this right. Check this out. Four kids. Age being found at a drag party with a dead trans woman's body on the floor. And drugs and sex toys scattered throughout Porter home. I'm like, four is found on the floor. They calling it a woman. Man, you just said what you just said. You said a dead trans woman. So we already know what that means. You know what I'm saying? We already know what that means. You playing with words. Between the ages of 5 and 10. I don't know when it cut out though. That's the crazy thing. I don't know when it cut out. So it is what it is. But I told y'all the situation. I explained the story. But I was saying I live out here. So it's like you go through little places, you know what I'm saying? And even in New York and other places, but go to these little towns. Seeing the flags all over the churches and everything. So anyway, right, this is a stop I go to. Not all the time, but every once in a while. And it's like this little like campground. That's what you think it is. It's really not. And before you even go in, it's like they got a Black Lives Matter sign. All right, cool. But the whole little fence they got is painted with the rainbow flag. So anyway, they don't even order much. Put the stuff in there, whatever, you get goes. But if you notice, it's like this hippie place. And you be seeing these kids, and they were just sitting in the back, and it was just weird to me. It was just mad weird. I was like, I ain't judging, but I don't know. And they spacey type people. I don't know. But I'll tell you this much. That motherfucker is in the Senate. Or at least in the House of Representatives. Yo, y'all bugging, man. Y'all bugging. Y'all don't see how it's going to be intertwined on the 7th? People still praising Hassan Campbell. Hassan Campbell ain't done no church, nothing. They just making money. But I guess that's what everybody's doing, though. Who cares? I can't diss that. But it's like, who you fucking with? The TV? The old dude that's about to have a heart attack and be done with on stage? Or the other guy that they cheated out of 4 years, but he's old too? It's a gambling game right now. It's a gambling game right now because y'all straight chicken with your head cut off. Y'all can talk all this political shit in the streets if you want, but if the dollar dropped completely and China take over, it's going to be a nasty situation for everybody. So you still got these weirdos in charge that was doing business with them the whole time. Shit's getting dangerous out here. But not in a bad way for us. No. The Indians stand strong. We got to take over the whole fucking Western Hemisphere. We're not arguing with nobody. But what I am saying is this: a lot of blood is getting shed over here. And a lot of fucking secret society murders and rapes and fucking sacrifices. All types of weird shit is going on out here. You know what I mean? And nobody can front. Motherfucking surrogate mothers and shit. Motherfuckers birthing little fucking demon children and shit. We don't even, it's just a woman that wanted to birth the baby. No, we don't know what the fuck this is. We don't know what prayer sessions they done ran. Man. Y'all better peep Rosemary's Baby. Y'all better peep.